Who says you can't be the topic of conversation for all the right reasons? The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid pairs bold presence with advanced technology and sleek style. It's everything you didn't know you needed in an SUV and then some. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more.
There we go, there we go. What is happening, my people? There we go. Sandman, Mr. Clean, what's up, what's up? There it is. Mickey D's, what's up? How's it going, fam? So, don't get too excited just yet, y'all, because I'm probably not going to go multiplayer just yet. I like to rock out the campaign a little bit beforehand, you know what I'm saying? Get used to it. There we go, there we go. How is everybody doing? What's happening? Rashad. Hold up, hold up. I might have to turn some of these alerts off here. It's kind of annoying. We'll see. Oh. Hold up, y'all. So I'm going to turn off follows, subs. Members can stay, subscribers off. Support, likes, stars, shares, follows, Cloudbot store. Hold up. Alright. What's bits? I don't know what bits is. Hosts, raids, members. Hopefully this will do it. Donations, super chats. Alright. There it is. Now it's just donations. Get chimed. Alright. What is happening, you guys? It's been a minute. Missed you guys. Saturday night. Rocking out. You guys ready to get live? Or what? So, the reason I am rocking out some COD, just so y'all know real quick, alright? The reason I'm playing COD right now, let me do this so it looks a little more, so I'm not looking all. The reason I'm playing COD, fam, is because on Facebook, right, in order to become part of a program known as Level Up, alright? It's called the Level Up program. And basically what it does is it allows you guys to give me stars and like super chat / emojis and cool stuff like that during my lives. Alright, when if I don't, and it takes video gameplay to get that ability to be part of the Level Up. I gotta play 4 hours of a video game live, alright? And I gotta do it 2 out of 14 days. Alright? So what I figure is, and just bear with me. Thank you for the star, Jordan Hakam. Love the stars, y'all. Alright. Rock it out. Let's go. Run them stars, fam. I should put stars on the alerts. Bing. That's going to be a lot, though. I don't know. Maybe. We'll try it. So, I'm going to play. Just bear with me because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to properly have the chat display and stuff like that. I'm still working out kinks. I'm not really used to Call of Duty. All right. I love the game. I played them all really, and I got pretty nasty with the last. Well, it's been a couple of games now. I got pretty good. I got the golden sniper in the one 2 years ago. Drizzy in the house. Always donating. Thank you, Dre. I appreciate you. You are awesome. $20 from Dre, my guy. As always, just one Twitch streamer. I need to figure out Twitch, y'all. I feel like I should have more people on my lives on Twitch. I'm not that bad. Shoot. Yeah, for some reason the stars are not making noise. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. So just bear with me, guys. If any of you guys know how to do certain things, let me know. I will be spitting some knowledge, though. All right? So don't worry. Don't bail on me yet, Facebookers. Come on, man. You all got attention spans of freaking puppies or something. So, yeah, everything's going well. So did you all see, I have to bring it up and just talk about it right quick, because it's always a fun topic of discussion, you know, because it gets live, it gets heated. And I knew it would, that's why I posted it, all right? I knew the comment section would get hot. On the last video I posted, the video about the woman on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, okay? And she sees, as she's walking along the shore, she sees these beings down the way, all right? And they're approaching her. So they meet up. And she's kind of taken aback by them. They're humanoid, but not human. And she can tell. They're a little shorter than us. And they're not necessarily grays. I know I use grays in the video. But they're more humanoid than that. Maybe a little shorter than us. But they look like us. So they tell her, if you use your camera and take a picture of this portion of the beach or the shoreline, you will be given a special gift. All right? You will be given a special gift. So, you know, somewhat kind of confused and kind of taken aback by the whole thing, she still proceeds to take the picture. So she turns and snaps a picture of this hillside. Okay? Now, after snapping the picture, she immediately turns back around to say, you know, all done, whatever, to the beings, and they are gone. They're just disappeared. They're gone. They literally vanished. She looks around, nowhere to be seen. They're gone. So she just kind of thinks, okay, well, that was odd as crap. I don't know what the heck just happened there. But she continued her walk or whatever she was on and enjoying her vacation. But immediately upon getting home, she decides to develop the film. I mean, that'd be one of the first things I do too. So she developed the film, and lo and behold, it looked like a picture of Jesus' uncle, Jesus, and then his younger brothers, James and Peter. Or James. Oh, James and... Oh, I'm brain lapsing. But yeah, his two younger brothers. I can't think of that one's name. I'm being silly. But, anyhow, she was amazed. She couldn't believe it. Obviously, she didn't really put it out there because this story was, like, unheard of, y'all. This story was unheard of. Okay? I couldn't find it anywhere. And this source that I got it through was the only one that I could find. So, very unique story. The picture itself, you know, I got a lot of flack. I understand. It's okay. You know, people were being Karens and they were leaving my page and unfollowing me. Wah. At the end of the day, so here's the deal. I got a lot of the comments of Jesus is not white. Okay, that's fine. I will sit here and I will say that I could easily agree with that. Sure, Jesus is most likely not completely Caucasian. Okay, I got a lot of, obviously, the most general consensus is that Jesus was in fact black. I'm not going to say African American because I wouldn't know if that's exactly, or African, period, because I don't know if that's exactly where he's from. But they say he was of melanin color. You know what I'm saying? So they all debunked the photo instantly. All right? The photo was immediately debunked by everybody, and no, he's not white. Well, for one, the photo's in black and white, pretty much. It was pretty much in black and white. So yeah, I could see how you could say he didn't look black, but how can you just assume that he looked white? When in fact I've heard, and people like to use the, and I'm not saying that he didn't have, dude, do you want my honest opinion? I think Jesus had a little bit of every culture and race possibly in him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was. I think he was a melting pot of cultures. He was more or less could have been a mutt. You know, like the majority of us are, right? Yeah, there you go. Middle Eastern Bronze Deep, Red Shoe Society. All right, I don't know what that is. Middle Eastern Bronze Deep. All right. I don't even believe he was milk chocolate. I think that's still too dark. I've heard, and like they like to use the example hair of wool. Well, hair of wool doesn't necessarily mean like that, like black, hair. You know what I'm saying? I believe that there's a lot of people that have like, what do you want to call them? What do they call them in one of the like Jufro or something in a movie. They called them Jufros. But it's something like along lines of that. Like they're frizzy. You know what I'm saying? Their hair is frizzy. All right? At the end of the day. So I believe you can have that without being African American. I know white people that have wool-like hair. It's not as common, obviously, but in that picture, and then, so here's the thing. I've been talking to my boy Monstro a lot lately, okay, and he's brought up some really good points to me. I talked to him for hours the other day. He's brought up some really good points to me about Jesus and the possibility that he could be Hispanic in origin. Hispanic. And I know that people don't seem to think that's a possibility at all, but if you look at the picture that I showed in the video, okay? If you take a look in the picture, to me, he looks like he could easily be of Hispanic descent in that picture. Dark, but not completely dark. His facial features looked as though he could possibly be Hispanic in origin. And that's Monstro and I, we talked. If he's in the chat, throw up some of your points there, Monstro. But he believes that he could have came from or originated possibly of Hispanic descent. And the funny part is did you guys hear the name that I read off when I said, and I had never heard him called this, all right? I had never heard Jesus' name be called Emmanuel ben Joseph. Never. But that is absolutely Hispanic, Emmanuel. So, is it possible? They say that Spanish lore is some of the oldest and most accurate. Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying, Groove Factor? Many Latinos named Jesus or Jesus. I'm just saying. He could have been a Spanish descent or Hispanic descent being. And like I said, I believe he was absolutely a mixed breed. Okay? I believe he was a mixed breed. I don't think he was one of anything. But I think a lot of people, and for some reason, they act like the Americas are so new. For some reason, they act like the Americas can't have roots that run deeper or older than Asian or Eurasian or Middle Eastern countries. But I, in fact, think that it's possible that the Americas are just as old, if not older, than the Eastern Hemisphere cultures. For some reason, it's been oppressed or suppressed. But I think that the Aztecs, the Olmecs, the Toltecs, the Olmecs especially, they're some of the oldest cultures by far on the planet. All right? I believe they are some of the oldest cultures by far on the planet. And hence, as to why, when we came over here, white people, I believe, it's hard to say. I think I haven't really came to a conclusion on white people yet, to be honest with you. I think we do have roots that are old, like Viking roots and etc. But it's just, to me, it's so weird how the white man or the Europeans, they came over here, and it seemed like they came over here with an influenced agenda to seem to be to wipe out the and I don't think it was anything that wasn't. I don't think it was there. I think they were influenced, all right, by some sort of faction, possibly alien, reptilian, who knows. But I believe that the white man who came over here with ultimately genocidal agenda, a lot of it had to do with, I hate to say it, the church was pushing a lot of the agenda. And like I said, I don't think they knowingly were necessarily trying to just totally wipe out a civilization, but there was a lot of power at play here when white man came to the Western Hemisphere, and let me put it this way too, guys. Let me put it this way, and this is another conversation that Monstro and I had. You got to think about this for a second, right? So yeah, okay. White man had forged steel. White man had armor. They had powdered rifles, black powder rifles, okay, and they had swords and the like, okay. Essentially, they did have better technology for warfare. But you gotta think, fam. We're coming to this country, or these countries, that are, a lot of them, tropical in climate, hotter than hot, all right, in full-on armor that weighs a ton. We're trying to trudge through unknown terrain in the jungle, okay, and we're trying to conquer these, not just little guys, these are massive civilizations, millions of people. The Aztecs, they were millions. Mayans, millions of people, okay, in these massive temples that knew the land like the back of their hand. They knew how to fight in that land, and ultimately they could have teamed up. And you're telling me that they brought enough boats over here, the Spaniards, at once to wipe out these entire civilizations on their own home turf? Something don't add up. Something don't add up. You got to think logically about that. Ultimately, the native civilizations could have wiped us out with ease. No, Don Who, that's the thing. He says 700 million terminated from Mexico to Peru. That's not true. Not saying they wouldn't have, but I'm saying that they escaped. They left. They could have wiped out every ship that came to shore with ease. Why didn't they? That's weird. Doesn't make sense. Yes, the Nords. And in fact, the Vikings and Nordics were the first ones to the Western Hemisphere by thousands of years. They were. But, according to my boy, Monstro, his grandfather and his grandfather's grandfather said that that the ancient native cultures did not war with the Vikings. They had a peaceful relationship and they traded. They did not war with the Vikings. The native civilizations that were already here were of peaceful, love and light nations. They did not want to fight. Simply. It's just that simple. Okay? So what happened? What happened? Where did all these millions go? Because, let's put it this way, guys. Where are the bodies? Where are the stacks? If 700 million, according to this Don gentleman here, which is probably what the history states, so I'm not saying you're wrong on that tip. But 700 million took out. Where are the bodies? Nah, they're not. You don't even know. Nobody knows. Just like the Mayans, that the civilization that they thought was 5 million people, and they found out later after using satellite ground penetrating radar that the jungle had overgrown a vast majority of their homestead, their temples, and their city, I guess you'd say. They figure now that it's more like 20 million Mayans existed and were there at that time. They left. They were given an opportunity. They lived in peace and harmony with one another. They were some of the oldest civilizations ever to exist. And they were given an out. But did aliens? I mean, I'm not saying aliens or anything like that flew down. Do I believe that higher beings probably came from outside, our realm, if you will? Just outside our realm, if you will. Came and said, hey, we've been watching you. You are of love and light. We trust you. Here's a key. More or less. So if you want to know the real story, this is alleged but I believe it to be somewhat accurate. When the Spaniards got here, all right, the Aztecs and the Mayans. The Aztecs were the first to see them. When they landed, there was a small fishing tribe of Aztecs on the Gulf Coast, I want to say, maybe a little further south, were the first to meet the white man, the Spaniards. All right? They were all dehydrated and emaciated. All of them were starving and dying of sickness and hunger, dehydration. They were not a force to be reckoned with. They would have easily squashed them. They were not in any condition to fight. In fact, the only person that was in good condition on the ship, the first one, was the priest. Because the priest always was taken care of. The priest was the only one in good condition. So, they helped them. They didn't kill them. They didn't send them packing. They said, here, we'll help you. Come to our village. They step in the village. It's laden with gold. Laden with gold. Everywhere gold. All over the buildings. Everywhere gold. The Spaniards could not believe what they were seeing. They were mind blown. They didn't understand how nonchalant the Aztecs were about this fact. They didn't quite get what they had. They did, but they didn't. The Spaniards saw it in a different light. So, upon getting to the village, they were taken care of, given food, food of which they'd never seen, water, and even they had a little festivity going on. The tribe did, so they were able to sit in and watch some of their celebration. And it's said that this Aztec village had tribe members who could, they called it magic, manipulate energy, stuff like that, like next level stuff. Chi, Vril. I'd like to talk about Vril too. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Vril here, maybe a little bit today. I've been watching up on it, and it's a very, very interesting subject. So, Vril energy is very interesting. It's your chi, in other words. But anyway, the Spaniards were taken care of. They were more or less fed till their bellies were full, hydrated, and then sent back to the ship. And before, of course, as soon as they get back to the ship, the priest says, we cannot let that gold out of here. We cannot let this culture go back, or we cannot let this village go back and warn the main town or the main population. But, of course, they sent somebody to watch them, the tribe did, and they knew and they could tell as they started to gather their arms what was going to take place. So they went back to the village, warned them. That village went and warned the main Aztec, Tenochtitlan, the Aztec king, or the chief. They went and warned Mayans, okay, of what was taking place. So they gathered up as much gold as they could take in the next, coming weeks. As much gold as they could handle. And a higher being was said to approach them. Both leaders, the Mayan and the Aztec leader. Okay? And they said, here, travel together, head south. They each got a key. They each got a key. Half and half. And both keys when put together, could unlock something. They said, head south until you see a great wall of stone that has these symbols in them, and at the same time, place these keys into the symbol. Match it up. And upon doing so, a massive wall opened, and most likely, I believe, a Stargate was there. So, the only ones that they left behind were warriors. They left a few of the warriors behind, and they took most of the women and children. I'm sure some of them had to, some of the women probably stayed with their man, I imagine. So, that's what happened to the millions of Mayans that disappeared. To me, anyway. The best case I've heard, the best story I've heard anyway. And then the Aztecs. And the only reason that they lost was because they left behind just so many. Just enough to somewhat defend. It was one of those things, And some of them lived, some of them made it. And some of them, started families and populations today. But there was not near the genocide because they escaped. Okay? They escaped. But that's why they built this narrative of self-sacrifice and, savagery to justify the genocide. Right? But yeah, ultimately, there's no way that we just came over here and because we had some shields and stuff just didn't happen that way. So, at the end of the day, I do believe that some of the civilizations in the Middle East are some of the oldest civilizations by far. They were in tune with Mother Nature, Tenoch, and they were of decency and heart, and mostly decent beings. So, could Jesus have come from them? Sure, easily. And if you look in that picture, I'm telling you, do I believe it for sure? I'm not 100% sure. No. Can I say that she's telling the truth? No, I can't. But I think it's silly to just debunk it. Absolutely say it's bullshit. So, there you have that. I believe that Jesus, and, okay, so, here's another little tidbit, I guess you'd say. In the Bible, forgive me, I'm not super up on the Bible, but when they had to go through the desert, or when Jesus went to the desert for what, was it 40 days and 40 nights? Or something like that? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Mr. Poole posted a smiley face. Rise in prices soon. So, but like I say, I don't believe he was white. I think he was a mixture. So, how this realm works, FPV angle channel. Huh, interesting. Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys saw, 40 days before. Okay, cool. So he couldn't have survived without what? They called it. They called it something in the Bible. Manna, right? So, hold on real quick. Manna. I'm going to grab something. I got to be careful with it. Manna. Alright? Jesus had manna while out in the desert. Okay? So, without, obviously, 3 days without water. 3 days. And especially in the desert conditions, you're not gonna make it. 3 days. 2 weeks without food, you're not gonna make it. Okay? So he obviously survived, but he had something called manna in the Bible. So, if it's desert conditions, what's one of the only things that's going to be out there to use as a source of protein, water, hydration, all that? Most likely cactus, right? Cactus. And maybe recently, it probably was in the last few months, while exploring the underground tunnels in the Aztec ruins, or not ruins, but Aztec temples, recently researchers had found a large clay jar of green like liquid. It was just green as get. All right, seemed fresh. Researchers had no idea what it was, so they took it in for testing. They found out it was cactus water from a particular cactus, the Nepal cactus. Okay? It's said that you can survive solely off of this type of cactus. Hydration wise and protein, etc. wise. It's one of the only ones that are like this. So, if, Jesus seemed to have this knowledge, obviously. And this is what it looks like. And I'm actually going to start growing it. That's in Nepal. And I'll tell you what, it don't look fierce. Oh boy, don't underestimate this little baby. You can literally cook these up like a steak damn near and eat it. They take a while to grow. But if Jesus had the knowledge, which he would, of the Nepal cactus, right here is how he survived 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. They grow little red berries. There's one right there. It's just starting. But I bought this offline. Nopal. Yes, sir. You know I bought one, bro. You know I bought one. I'm growing this shit, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna be starving come the end. Shit hits the fan, yo. I bought it online. Get yours online, yo. Nopal. Now, hopefully I have a few years to grow it because it takes about 9 years, 10 years to really grow these suckers. But in Mexico and in Cali, in desert climates like Arizona, etc., they have these in their big as friggin' trucks. And they just keep growing and keep growing. So, could Jesus have survived on these in the desert? Could that be what it is? Who knows? But don't just go start cooking them and eating them either. You got to get them little barbs off. They hurt. They're finite. They're so tiny. And they stick you and you can't get them out. They're tiny. They hurt. But to prepare one, guys, this is all from my boy, Monstro. He told me all this stuff. His family and his father's side especially, but his mom's as well, are rich in knowledge of Hispanic culture. His grandfather knew some amazingly awesome truths, of which I had never heard. But I believe that what I've learned from him, that he learned from his grandfather, is the absolute truth. But you got to take a torch and you torch off. So for end of day scenario, guys, I'm gonna give you a little tip. All right, if you're stuck out in the desert, you never know. If you're stuck out in the desert and you are dying, and it won't take long, and you need to survive, how to prepare these. You can eat them raw, but it stinks. It's not easy. But you can eat them raw. Just make sure you get them damn barbs out, because if you don't, oh my lordy. So you can take a torch and you torch off, or you can scrape it with a knife. Scrape off each of the barbs sections here. Just scrape them to get the prickers out, and then you can throw them over a fire. Throw them over a fire. Cook them. Anything simple as that. It's really not that hard, but now you know. And like I said, they got red berries. You remember Blue in Jungle Book? Didn't he eat these? He ate these, I think. I'm pretty sure. I remember him eating that red berried cactus. But great with eggs too. There you go, Monique Ann. I like it. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to play COD. I promise. But yeah. So there's the Nepal. I'm going to plant it. I have a greenhouse actually. Me living in Michigan, it's going to be kind of tricky because the winter. But I think as long as I put it in the greenhouse, I should be good. Grow your own food, fam. So I have family members that use bridge cards, right? I have family members. Yeah, you can live solely off that. I mean, obviously you want more flavor with other shit, but if you had to survive, you could survive and stay hydrated fully off that plant right there. Protein, all of it. Pawpaw, okay. So, oh crap. I get sidetracked sometimes. Is this is Cod Vanguard. This is Cod Vanguard, okay? Cod Vanguard. You puree them. Okay, let me see, Vanate. Night God, you puree them when you're all done boiling them down, and you mix it with other yummy chilies and make an incredible salsa to go over your enchiladas. Ooh, good stuff, Vanate. You can extract mescaline. What's up, Brittany R? How's everybody doing anyway today, huh? Ben Jones, TR33. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. This chat's a little different over here. That makes sense, Ben Jones, I guess. Nopales. But soil specific for cactus environments, though. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering that. Yeah, so there you go. Thank you. The food. Okay, thank you. I lost track. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I just read that. Okay, so my uncle or fam. I got fam, basically, y'all. I got fam, y'all, that has bridge cards. Okay? I ain't shamed. I got fam that has bridge cards. They went to Myers today, and they would not allow them to use their bridge cards. Myers would not allow them to use their bridge cards. That is not cool. Thank you, Martin Hendrickson, for the donation. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So get out and get your food. Go to Walmart. Use your bridge card if you got one. Hurry up. There's something going. Okay? I don't know what. A bridge card is a food stamp. Food stamp, guys. Cool, Adam Cook. Yeah, I'm just vibing right now. Usually I'm not, it's just what it is. A bridge card is food stamps. That Myers would not allow any people to use their food stamps. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. EBT, sure. EBT. I read the other day 56 food processing plants in the United States. $56. That's not good. Okay, I'm scared a little, but I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just a little nervous. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's from the war. Who knows, really? I don't know. But get out, get some canned goods. All that stuff. $10 a gallon, you think gas will be, huh? Yeah, I like that, Pablo Picado. We'll be just fine, brother. I love it. Thank you, Martin Henderson. Thank you. Sending love from Anchorage, Alaska. Love your content, bro. I watch your lives while I'm working. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to fear monger anybody or scare anybody at all. Just be diligent. Do yourself a favor. Get some canned goods. Get, things that can be cooked in water, etc. I always can go hunting myself. But that's another thing to think about, guys. Bulk up. Do it while the doing's good. Crazy. What's up, NJP fam? And guys, let me tell you right now, don't be silly. If it does get bad, I'm not saying it will. I don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. This has happened how many times now? And it never gets bad. So, but in the case shit gets wily out here, thank you, Frank and Beans. Yeah, Mothman. Yeah, I'll check out Mothman. I have done Mothman on TikTok, but I think I could redo it. I didn't really like what I did. But don't be silly and think that you be prepared and able to defend yourself. Don't be silly. Don't be one of those people. Because you don't want to be in this situation. My old man always used to say, my old man, because my grandfather fought in World War II. My old man always used to say, because his father would say to him, that we're only 3 square meals away from total chaos. 3 square meals away from total chaos. Which is kind of crazy to think about, but it holds a little truth. Okay? So, alright, I'm going to check this out real quick. Let me check this game out and see where we stand here. I'm kind of hoping it'll display everything as it's supposed to. I don't know yet, to be honest. It's been a long time, guys, so bear with me on this one, huh? Puppers! What the hell? Hold on, guys. My dog. Hold on. Puppers! Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Come get your ball. Come on, Bubba. Come get your ball. Where's your ball? Come here. Come get your ball, Bubba. Come here. Bubba. Shit. Pain in the butt. Okay. So hopefully it'll display and everything and do what it's supposed to do. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. Whoa, what? That's weird. Why did it do that? Bounced out of it, y'all. My dog was just out there barking at somebody. So, something cool, guys. Something cool. Rumor has it, I'm not going to say where she exactly is, but let's say in probably the South America area. And this is coming from a source that lives in the area. These younger children, or younger, our age generation, all right, had a grandmother, or have a grandmother, that they kind of tend to, because she's getting old. She's 94, all right? She's 94 years old. So one day, they go to their grandmother's house. They hadn't heard from her in a while, to check up on her. And when they get there, she's literally nowhere to be found. They're like, where the heck's Grandma? You know, she's 94 years old. What's she doing? Where could she be? All right. Well, maybe they figure maybe she is just out somewhere, you know. So they wait and they go home and they come back the next day. She's still gone. So this went on for probably close to 3 to 5 days, maybe about 5 days, a standard week. All right. So after she had been gone for so long, what is going on? Kidding me? Why is it doing this to me? I own this game. Alright, well, I don't know what the fuck. I guess we might have to do multiplayer. Let's see. I know I own this game. Playing now. Oh shoot, I forgot to go live. Start streaming. Bing. Allow access. Bing. This is dumb. Start streaming. Oh, Bing. Lord. Allow access. Bing. Hold on. This is dumb. Disable sound. Hold on. Disable sound. Okay. Hold on, let me check. Why is it doing me like that? Hold up. Hold on, let me check. Why is it doing me like that? Hold up. Of course, dude. There. Of course. I should be in listen only mode. Hold up. Oh, hold up. I bet you. Hold on here. Huh. That's odd. I should be in listen only mode. Hold up. Oh, hold up. I bet you. Are you guys hearing the echo? Are you guys hearing the echo? Yeah, I got grandma. Hold on. Don't worry. Are you guys hearing the echo? Are you guys hearing the echo? Is it the Facebook stream? I got grandma. Hold on. Don't worry. Okay, hold up. Boom. Oh, bet. Are you guys hearing the echo? Hold on here. Are you guys hearing the echo? Settings. Is it the Facebook stream? Hold on. Don't worry. Okay, hold up. Boom. Headphones. Hold on here. Or LG. Boom. Got it. Sweet. All right. Good to go, guys. Good to go. Good to go. Okay. So grandma. Boom. Grandma. So they hadn't seen her for so long, they went and they had to go find her. So they know she likes to wander into the mountains once in a while just to sightsee, and that's her thing. She walks in the mountains. So that's where they went. So I know I had this game, bought it, dude. What the hell? I've never, I guess, launched it. I don't know. Let's see. Hold up. Of course. I hate my bank. Let's see. I like to do the campaign. I don't care. Meow. I don't know. Hold on, guys. Actually, here, I'll do this. I can't put in my credit card information. Oh, is it not up? Hold on. So they went into the mountains anyway, and they looked for Grandma. They looked for Meemaw. Alright? And you'll never guess where they found her. She had been up there for over a week, and she had been hanging out with giants. She had been hanging out with the giants, y'all. Can you believe it? You guys can't see my screen, can you? Yeah, so she had been hanging out with the giants, guys. Oh yeah, that don't surprise me. Okay. Yes, she did speak their language. It's the oldest known language, one of the oldest. Nahuatl, the ancient Aztec language of old. Nahuatl. Yup. Yup. She has been communicating with them regularly lately. And she often goes and communicates with them. They're telling her about the times of old, the days of old. And what is to come. Have you guys seen the picture going viral? Or the video, at least on TikTok? Of the video of the massive Jeep? The massive Humvee? They're saying it's for giants and they're going to return. So, I don't know. It just seems like something is in the works. It sucks too, man. I don't know. I just started doing good at life. Well, at least after college. Oh, cripe. I don't remember battling that, dude. Hold on. Hey. I have way too many passwords, y'all. God dang it, dude. I don't know it, dude. Kidding me, man? I don't remember battling that, dude. Why? Hold on. God dang it. I'm sorry, guys. Might just have to do multiplayer. It's supposed to remember it. fucking crap. Yep. Anchor, Restream, Twitch, da-da-da. Jesus. I don't know. Wow, it worked. Ha! I guessed the right one. Holy crap. I cannot believe that. Holy crap, 155 gigs? What in the world? That is ridiculous. Wow. 155 gigs? That is just stupulous, y'all. Yeah, I try to keep most of my passwords damn near like all of them, like a lot of them the same. Yeah, dude, like the Akashic Records. Yeah, we're missing a lot of knowledge, guys. I was watching some stuff today, yeah. So, you guys, did you check out my Atlantis story? Just use filthy words. Vana. Oh my. So, did you guys check out my Atlantis stories? People were really vibing with them. Nerf FPS on Roblox. A lot of Roblox going on right now. So, I hadn't finished that content fully yet. Alright. So basically, everybody lived in harmony. The Atlanteans and the Lumerians on Mu, and the Atlanteans on Atlantis. Everybody was living in peace and harmony, and they got along really well. Until a alien faction. I didn't tell you in the videos. I never named the, like, I don't call them out because it seems like videos, like when I make videos on said creatures and include them in the video in history, people don't vibe with it. People have a hard time grasping reptilians, guys. The Dracos, essentially. People have a really hard time with them. So, a lot of times if they're in the mix of the lore, I kind of just say evil alien faction instead of reptilians. Just because, like I say, people are not about the reptilian race. They think they find it very, very hard to believe. And they call them son of Belial. Okay. So the children of the law of one. The golden age was led by a spiritually highly developed group called themselves the children of the law of one. Most important universal laws. Okay. So this is pre-influence. So the matriarchal led children of the law of one group lived in Atlantean island Poseida, which was one of the largest 3 islands to remain after a sequence of natural disasters hit Atlantis 28,000 years ago. The other 2 islands, check this out, were called Og and Arian, like Og and Magog, and then Arian, like Arian. Atlantis was located on the mid-Atlantic ridge, on the underwater mountain chain, which runs from north to south and which forms the fault line between the 2 tectonic plates. New land continuously forms along this fault line due to a growing Earth. They said the Earth has grown over the years. Like, grown. So as soon as the Aryans... Okay, so this was the largest island. It was the high priesthood of the island that had fallen prey to the evil intentions of extraterrestrial visitors. So the evil extraterrestrials went towards the head of the snake, the high priests. Alright? The group, the sons of Belial. Why does Belial sound familiar? Does anybody know who or what or significance Belial has? Yes, for sure. I'm going to be playing a game here soon too. So as soon as Belial, the self-declared superiority of the Aryan race. Okay? Interesting. First time I've ever heard that. Alright? Would continue to play a role in world history until today, including Germany and various secret societies. As soon as the Aryans came under influence of the ETs, they started to interfere with other civilizations more and more. According to Plato, they built up an army of more than 1 million people and an enormous fleet which ruled parts of North America and the Mediterranean. They learned how to split atoms using intense solar energy and how to use these atoms to build nukes. This later destroyed the Asian Empire Yu. The ruins of 2 large cities which used to be in what is now Pakistan, which I think, where's that, the desert glass? Libyan desert glass? Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro are still radioactive. They also show increasingly less respect to Mother Nature, with which they had always, up until then, lived in harmony. They used their genetic knowledge to set up cloning programs to develop a low-developed slave race that could do all the dirty work on their island. That'd probably be us. Maybe not. Another slave race. In addition, humans and animals were merged together. This is where your chimera came in, leading to creatures including centaurs, human horses, mermaids, human dolphin, and the Yeti, humans crossed with bears. As with many myths and legends, these stories are based on actual facts. The latter 2 creatures, mermaids and Yeti, still live today in small groups, far away from modern civilization. Animals around today, such as the cheetah and panda, are also the consequence of genetic experiments from a long, long time ago. Just as various crops, like the banana. In their urge to achieve technical superiority and to rule the world, the corrupt leaders of the Aryan, I don't like saying that too much, managed to take over the management of the crystal energy system from the children of the Law of One with a trick. This system, intended for peaceful objectives, used a huge crystalline satellite which hung high above Atlantis. So, a huge crystal satellite hung high above Atlantis. Who was talking to me? There's some type of black something satellite. What is that called, guys? There's a black something satellite out there. Black satellite. What do they call that? The Black Knight satellite. Quantum origin. The Evening News reported on Cooper's sighting, and for the first time the object was dubbed. That was Cooper from the first moon landing. Black Knight satellite. NASA soon debunked Cooper's sighting, claiming that there had been a malfunction in the space capsule, which caused gases to emit what appeared to him as a glowing light. How about that, huh? Could that be the Black Knight satellite? Did you hear what I said? Hold up. Could that be it? Interesting. In their urge, they took over the management of the crystal energy system, intended for peaceful objectives, used a huge crystal satellite which hung high above Atlantis. Could that be the Black Knight satellite? Huh. Interesting. This spherical object, with a diameter of over 8 kilometers, had been made with the help of ET technology and provided the various energy systems on the ground with the correct feed all day long. 2,000 plus years, probably more than that. Huh. $13,000. Nice. Think about it. $230. Makes sense. So, once the satellite fell into the you-know-whose hands, however, they used it to create deadly lasers, with which they attacked European and Asian peoples that resisted Atlantean domination. Although the highly developed priest/scientist of the Children of Law of One, also known as the Alta or Atla Ra, did everything they could to point out the dangers of abusing the crystal energy to their warnings were ignored. The result was that the satellite was overloaded. Okay, and not much later it crashed the entire system, leading to an unprecedented series of disasters and explosions. Several months after the large crystal satellite was deployed for the thermal death ray tech, it became overloaded, weakened the anti-gravity field. Okay. And crashed down with the power. Okay, so it crashed. I probably isn't the Black Knight satellite. And crashed down with the power of a huge comet. The horrific explosion destroyed most of Og and severely weakened the tectonic stability of the Atlantean plate, with large parts of the underlying layers going up in smoke. The large crystal satellite shattered into billions of crystal pieces, which still fill the deep grooves of the Atlantic Ocean. Gigantic clouds of dust and smoke obscured the sun. Waves of earthquakes and tsunamis destroyed the island and swept over more than 2/3 of Arian. With mere minutes, the remaining power plants also exploded with the force of nuclear bombs. Archangel Metatron. The enormous movements of the Earth's crust that accompanied the sinking of Atlantis are partly illustrated by the fact that the old Bolivian city of Tiahuanaco must have once been in connection to the ocean. Because Atlantis didn't go down immediately as Lemuria did, but sank, thank you so much, Carolyn Gibson, in a chain of disasters which took months, a large portion of the approximately 25 million inhabitants were able to flee. So this is where it gets interesting, guys. This gets really cool. Okay? 25 million inhabitants were able to flee Atlantis before it sank. One group requested and received asylum in the Agartha network, just as the Lemurians had started to live underground. Others spread out across the coasts of the entire world, up to the east of Asia. This explains the large number of typical Atlantean stone circles, henges, burial mounds, dolmen, geoglyphs, cave drawings, and stone walls which have been found everywhere in America, Ireland, England, around the Mediterranean, China, and Africa. That's why we have them structures all over the world, guys, according to this. Obviously, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's all just being speculative history. Okay? I don't know if this is necessarily verifiable, in other words. Okay? It looks like the various populations that had inhabited Atlantis each went their own way after the destruction and didn't much desire contact. They felt bad for what they did. It is difficult to track which group went where, but as far as we have been able to tell, the Atlanteans, which directly descended from the extraterrestrials, mainly went to America, and perhaps Agartha. The Cherokee Indians in the Southwest America, for example, have always said they descend from Pleiadians. The other group, the Aryans, most likely way their way to British Isles in northern/western Europe. According to the legends of native inhabitants, there were sometimes dozens of years between the arrival of these attractive people with their blue eyes and blonde or red hair. So perhaps they had first tried living somewhere else, or they had wandered along the coast for years. Even today, lots of graves filled with red ochre can be found along the coast of northern America and Europe. This was a typical Atlantean usage. Probably accounts for less developed human race that had been used by the Aryans for slavery and genetic experiments. The memories of these so-called furbolgs lives on in English and Irish myths of imps and goblins. Imps and goblins, y'all. Gang, gang. Imps and goblins, y'all, were the slave race. Races the Atlanteans created to do their dirty work. Damn. Finally, the children of the Law of One seem to mostly spread out across the Mediterranean, the north of Africa, Sumerian and Asian colonies they had founded earlier. Due to their ability to lift heavy objects by means of sound, a technique learned from the extraterrestrials, the wandering Atlanteans liked to use huge rocks for their structures. This can be seen in the ceilings and walls of their burial mounds, but also in the countless henges, dolmen, menhirs, and hewn beds which have been found across the earth. Contemporary scientists wrongly ascribe these to other people. In the western Caucasus alone, along the edge of the Black Sea, over 3,000 dolmen can be found. In the north of Algeria, too, thousands have been counted. So that's what those are. Those are the dolmen. These little stone huts. Those were Atlantean built, allegedly. This is all allegedly. I just like presenting, guys. I'm not saying this is absolute fact, okay? I like presenting alternative views of history to let you guys decide and deduce what you believe could possibly be true. You might take info from this stuff, and that, and this, and that, and pile it up, and that's what you believe. Most likely, chances are, some of it's false, some of it's true. Alright? I know somebody posted that in my Atlantean videos, I had acted like globe Earth was the way it is, or what I believed. And I had gotten criticized by one dude in the comments about present all kinds of information and fact, or not facts, I shouldn't say, but evidence to support or flat Earth, but then tell a story as if you believe globe Earth. Well, I present, so not everything I actually present, you know what I mean? Just because I present flat Earth doesn't necessarily mean it. Just because I present globe Earth or stories in coincidence with globe Earth doesn't mean that's what I believe. Okay? Flat Earth, globe Earth, whatever. I present the story as I see it and as the source tells it. And I want you guys to deduce what you think, or analyze it yourself and figure out what you believe. That's the whole point in this channel. I love to present all knowledge that is not necessarily conventional. It's esoteric knowledge. And really, in this entire story that I read about the Atlantis and the Atlanteans, not once did it absolutely say flat or globe Earth. He was making assumptions, kind of. I have my beliefs, okay? But I don't force my beliefs down anybody's throat. I like to present alternative history, if you will, I guess, to you guys and see what you think. It's fun. All right? It's fun. It's fascinating, too. Everything, all theories are fascinating. Nos confunden was very fascinating. Nos confunden is very fascinating. I think it's a theory that at least should be heard. Just like this theory about Atlantis. In the second moon, that was the craziest story I've ever heard yet. As far as the Atlantis or Atlantean Lemurian War. I never heard that one yet. That they pulled the second moon out of the sky and blew it up in the atmosphere and let it rain down on the Lemurian island of Mu. That's insane, y'all. I had never heard that. Crazy. So I had to read it. I had to put it out there. In North America alone, over 200,000 ancient pyramids, geometric forms, and so-called effigies, images, have been found, such as the Serpent Mound in Ohio with a length of hundreds of meters, usually made of earth. So listen to this, what the mounds are, guys. Usually made of earth because there was much less stone than there was in Atlantis. They show similarities to the pyramids of Giza and Teotihuacan and refer to various astronomical events such as equinoxes, solstices, and lunar calendars. The Great Mound of Cahokia in Missouri was even as large as the Great Pyramid of Giza. But just as hundreds of other large mounds, it was largely dug off at the end of the 19th century by the order of an institute. These structures no longer have the technical perfection of the former home country due to the intense natural disasters which hit the world for years in the aftermath of the fall of both continents. Once the rains, earthquakes, and floods finally halted, the loss of material professionals with the right know-how was so large that their previous standard of life had become unattainable. Also, because now people only wandered around in small groups, which were not often in the best mental condition. Crazy stuff. However, if sufficient knowledge was present in the group, they reached a fairly high level now and then. The ability to use sound to lift weighty rocks from the ground and stack them on top of each other actually remained intact in nearly all groups. On the heavy pillars of the ancient city of Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, inscriptions have been found that seem to be about a comet-like event in the past that led to a catastrophe. The active destruction of knowledge undertaken by extraterrestrials who saw their chance after the fall of Atlantis caused the skills to eventually disappear. Even peoples who still have much Atlantean blood in them today, such as the Irish, the Basques, the Mayas, and the Tibetans, barely know the technology anymore. Isn't that interesting? So the extraterrestrials manipulated the Atlanteans to self-destruct, and instead of helping them, they actually, once they did all their dirty work in taking out the Lemurians, and the Atlantis sank, the extraterrestrials made it so our ancestors basically forgot all that what they knew. They forgot all of their knowledge. And even they said of people descendant of Atlantean blood that are mostly Atlantean blood today don't remember. Kind of crazy. It's very interesting, huh? So everywhere they went, the Atlanteans built stone circles. These circles catalyst Earth's energy, orgone, especially in places where this energy is the strongest, on the crossroads of ley lines. They'd form a place that protected them against storms and other disruptive energies, so that they could heal, meditate, and hold rituals peacefully. The stories about large groups of gifted musicians, architects, navigators, doctors, that arrived per boat from a sinking island in the west have been contained on the British Isles in, for example, old legends and a few Irish novels. They were known under names such as the Nemedians, the Furbolgs, and the Tuatha. In the south of England, these people placed, among others, the famous stone circles of Stonehenge and Avebury on a ley line. White horses, which were made in English landscape long ago, according to Macedonian contactee. Gigantic rooms are hidden under these markings, containing Atlantean equipment that still works. Could that be the reason why new crop circles have been appearing near these places in the past few years? Interesting. It even gets to Egypt, y'all. This source is crazy. I don't even know how I found it, to be honest. Just digging and just stumbled on it, to be honest. I never heard such stuff. I never have heard such stuff. You guys want to know the source? How the author came up with all this information? It's kind of it just depends how you believe, if you believe it's a good source or not, I guess. But I feel that it's a source where it's like, man, what heavy information. Where are they coming up with this if they're just making it up, right? At the end of the day, hold on. Interesting. So the sources are they're very renowned people. These sources, what was the one guy's name? He was really popular. Let me see here. So these people are allegedly contactors of, so they're channelers. I know it doesn't sound like a good source, but I love the information. I don't know how you make it up. Channeling is a form of telepathic communication between humans and other entities, usually from higher dimensions. These beings could be spirits of deceased people, your higher self, alien beings, angels, spirits of nature, or even animals and plants or pets. Pets. The channeler can choose what or who she wishes to channel. Sometimes this happens on request of the third party. One of the popular ones, Edgar Cayce, 1877-1945. Edgar Cayce. He's one of the more renowned channelers to come up with this information. Like I said, I just don't see how you make it up. Pretty intense stuff. They tell us the heliocentric model is correct to discount the creator. Oh yeah, I know Confunded. Interesting stuff. Okay, so no, it's not, dude. No stories are made up, hardly, dude. You know what I'm saying? They are, but they aren't. Most stories have some sort of substance behind them. Portions of them can be made up, but you can't tell. You can't tell me, dude, that all that I'm reading is bullshit and made up. All movies are more real. It's interesting, right? Thank you. Which one's quicker, this one or your? Yeah, I love those no skin funded maps. I think they're cool. Yeah, there's something behind every story for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna add the game source, guys. I gotta start playing so I could get these hours in for Facebook. Hold on, fam. Hold on. My YouTubers, my soldiers. I love you guys. My soldiers. Always stick with me. Facebookers just, dude, I don't know what it is, if they're younger or what. I love Facebook, but they just don't have the stick around if you ain't, you know. Full-time preaching, they leave. Guys gotta breathe, you know. That was cool. They gave me Cold War for pretty much $1 anyway. This should be interesting. I would like to show you guys something though. Oh man, I don't know. It's a little edgy. Ah, boo. There it goes. I gotta change some settings, guys. That's what's up. Yeah, YouTube, I always got a good fan base on there in my lives. Facebook does alright, but it's just not as... It's good stuff, man. Hold on, I'll show it. It's good. Why is it black, dude? I can't see nothing. That's weird. It's just all... There it goes. Shaders compilation is paused. Whatever. Oh, this is going to be a sick campaign, fam. I freaking love COD campaigns. They're not very long, but they're always intense and fun. I haven't gamed in a long time. Come on. Bing. 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 Graphic content enabled. Absolutely. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's go. Sure. Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm going to get the settings down real quick. Hold on. I'll get the settings down. Okay. Damn, that looks crispy, too. Just got to check the display here. Display mode. Boom. Windows. Windowed full screen. Should work. Okay. Boom. There we go. I can do that at least. There we go. I can do that at least, guys. What? Let me click game capture here. Come on, Claude. Where's COD? Aye. The heck? Window match priority. No. Let me try this again here, guys. Hold on. Give this priority here. Intense. Come on. Game capture BI. Not settings for chat box. Game capture. Maybe I'll pick something different. There it is. Auto. Run it. Let's go. Boom. Really should. Hold on. Keyboard and mouse, audio, interface. Graphics. Gameplay. I'm going to turn the volume down here in a second, guys. There's a way. I think it's interface. Let me see. Volume. Audio. My lord. It's annoying. I want to hear it a little bit, but not that much. Dialogue, audio, Treyarch mix, hit markers, default, voice chat, game chat. Speakers, headphones, microphone device. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's going to be a second. Microphone activation mode. Multi-game when mute game when minimized. Okay, interface, real quick. Sorry, I had all this all set up. But, you know. Dang, why is that taking so long? Button play out, pay out, blah, 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 blah. There's supposed to be a way. You're supposed to be able to actually display your stuff over it. Connected, cross-play, two-factor, graphic, content. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out, I guess. Anyway, let me get back to you guys. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to figure it out, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be tricky. A little trickier than I thought I had it all set up. I even watched YouTube videos. I knew you guys. That's kind of why I've been like slowly avoiding. I've been avoiding doing this for a long time, but it's been a long time coming. I really need to get a part of this program on Facebook. They keep sending me notifications to get in on it, and I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to if I don't quit stalling. So, I apologize, you guys, for that. Hold on here. Stream. I apologize for this stuff I'm doing going on right now. I wasn't planning on having to do this. Streaming. I think I need to turn my bitrate down or something. Oh crap, I can't. During the game, huh? Lordy, I think I put it way too high, but that's okay. Game overlay. I think this was what it was. Yeah, see, I have it all set. Weird. Virtual webcam. See, I was hoping I'd be able to play my content or play the game while it's in small mode right here. Like while it's right here. Scene selections. If I have to, I think I can take this chat. Oops. Hold up. Yeah, sweet. This will work right here, guys. Sweet. It's only Facebook, though? Oh. Why is it only Facebook? It's not just Facebook, is it? Hold on. Yeah, my stuff is lagging heavy. Not lagging, but I think I just got so much shit allocated so many places here. I'm gonna just try and get it playing, guys, and see what the hell. What's this? It's not even like showing. Whatever. I'll probably just have to end up being kind of weird and minimizing this like this for now. Who's calling me? Yo. What thing? Yeah, I'm planning on it, I think. Yeah, let's do it. What are you doing tonight? Okay. That's where you're at? Okay, that's cool though. If you want, I guess, if you want, we could hang out later or something. Probably it's up to you, I guess. We'll have to talk about it if you want. Tonight, I mean, if you want. But it's up to you. I'll let you know when I'm off live. Yeah. Alright. Okay, guys. I guess it's going to have to be, I don't know, this is a pain. Oh, that's why it's taking so long. It's doing this compiling shaders. You know, I might just have to bag this actual gaming live. Okay, guys? I apologize. I might have to bag the gaming live tonight. Just because I didn't realize I was going to have to do all this downloading crap. And I'll show you that video. I'm gonna get rid of the game capture here. I'm going to leave it open. I want to show you guys this video. It's really interesting, okay? Sorry. Again. Hold on. Yeah, I lost a lot of my YouTubers too. I figured I would. Okay, it's okay though. They're going to miss out on the good stuff. It's like, what else are you doing on Saturday? Really? Probably partying. Who knows? Okay, hold on here real quick. Hold on here real quick, sis. I want to show you guys this video here. I have a couple good videos, to be honest. Did you guys see that anomaly in front of the moon, by the way? Did you guys see that? That was obvious. That was blatant. Blatant. Yeah, I put that up on my TikTok there, Anthony. Okay, hold up here. I wanted to... So, I've been getting sent this other video, guys. I'm going to show it to you, alright? This is good. I want to show it to you. This girl's popping online, too. She's dang cute, too. Nah. But no, she's very intelligent, very with it. She looks like travels the world doing this stuff. So, I was actually honored to be on her page. She's got like over 1 million followers. So it just means I'm getting out there a little bit. Ooh, like the Disney logo. What? Good shit. I had never thought of that. The Disney logo, y'all. Yeah. Heavy. Oh, what about Paramount, guys, with the stars? Paramount. The movie channel? Or the movie makers? Paramount Movie? They do the stars over the mountain? Like a dome? Hold on, the video's uploading. Just 2 seconds, guys. Again, guys, I apologize for the somewhat disorganized live. If you're patient with me, though, if you're patient with me, I will promise you, you'll get provided fire every time. I always have fire on deck. Okay, here it comes. I like Gardettos. Okay. If you're patient, I will always have fire for you. Right here. Yeah, a couple people sent me this the other day. Pretty good stuff. How about that Chinese sinkhole, guys? The Chinese sinkhole with a bunch of, like, basically a jungle in there. Hey, there she is.
And there's debate about whether or not they were gold topped at the very, very top. It's missing now, obviously. That would have been stolen and melted down. But if it was gold, that brings up a whole different kettle of fish, because gold is extremely conductive. It's got functional properties. So if they were capped with gold, the question is, were the pyramids functional? Probably.
Come on.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
The ancient civilizations on Earth were far more advanced than we're being told, and that one of them possibly even thrived before our oceans even existed. Stay with me. In the spring of 2013, a gentleman was sailing his yacht around the Azores Islands, an autonomous region of Portugal, when he discovered a large pyramid underwater. They would find that this architectural marvel was 60 feet tall and bigger around than a football field.
Okay,
so naturally, I had to dig deeper, and as I did, I kept seeing pictures of it circled on Google Earth. And of course, I had to go find it for myself. It's right here. But as I was checking it out, I thought to myself, well, we're... Hold on, I can't interact with a media source. It's got to be a browser source. I apologize. It's got to be a browser source. I've done that before. Local file. I'll get it right, I promise. I'm a little rusty. I need to go live more again, guys. Bing. 11:15, that'd be that one. Bong. Boom. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Gonna be like that, huh? It's just lagging like a mug because of that ding. Well, if I have to, I think I can find it on my Facebook. I'm just lagging so bad. I might have to go screen record on us. Or a screenshot or whatever. And go from there. Let me find her again here. Apparently I put it up the other night. Oh, kitty, come on. Pain. 310. 816. Hold up here. I don't know how long our video was. I was gonna do it yesterday. That is weird. Maybe. Why not, you know? Why would it work for me? X out. Quit. I gotta close it. It's just lagging me like a mother. I gotta figure out my bit rate, I guess. And all that stuff. That's the only thing about gaming on a PC, guys. It's a pain. It stinks. It stinks. Let's see here. Boom. Then I'll go to desktop here. At least I'm actually running normal now. Oh my lord, I can't stand when it's running so slow. I'm going to have to figure out the whole gaming thing, guys. My gosh. Where to allocate what and who. Okay, hold up. Browser source can go. I want you guys to watch this chick. She does a good job. Screen capture. All right.
And there's debate about whether or not they were gold topped. And there's debate about whether or not they were gold topped.
She does a really good job.
It's missing now, obviously. That would have been stolen.
Hold on, let me double check, guys.
Gold, that brings
Can you hear it? Can you guys hear it?
Because gold is extremely conductive. It's got functional properties.
Make sure you guys let me know if you can hear it. Can everybody hear it? No, you are. You're showing up, bro. Can everybody hear it proper? Good. All right, cool.
Question is, were the pyramids functional?
What's a conspiracy theory that
She
you
had me on.
1,000% believe in?
The ancient civilizations on Earth were far
I'm
more
telling
advanced
ya.
than we're being told, and that one of them possibly even thrived before our oceans even existed.
That line,
Stay
though.
with me. In the spring of 2013, a gentleman was sailing his yacht around the Azores Islands, an autonomous region of Portugal, when he discovered a large
I know
pyramid
y'all have seen
underwater.
this.
They would find that this architectural marvel
But
was 60
what
feet
she
tall
says.
and bigger around than a football field.
Okay,
So
that's a
naturally,
big
I had to
pyramid.
dig deeper, and as I did, I kept seeing pictures of it circled on Google Earth. And of course, I had to go find it for myself. It's right here. But as I was checking it out, I thought to myself, well, where there's one, there's got to be more, right? Well, look right up.
Okay, just hold him there. So, it's so exciting when we see stuff on Google Maps or underground that look like pyramid shapes or square or something. But however, it is important to remember that pyramid shapes do exist in nature. There are the Bosnian pyramids, if you can Google them. People thought that they were like man-made for years, and then when they actually looked into it, they were actually natural structures. So it is possible to have a pyramid shape in nature. However, on the opposite side of the argument, in 2001, I believe, off the coast of Cuba, they found many rectangle, square, and pyramid-like structures under the water. It was announced on BBC News, and then a week later, it was removed, and they haven't really spoken about it since. They sent like a scanning machine down, they scanned the ocean floor, and the images do look incredibly man-made. So I think it's totally possible that underneath the surface of the sea, there could be many, many, many cities that we just don't know about. We know about 2% of the ocean, something like that. It's like 95% of the ocean is completely unexplored, so who knows? It's possible.
She's total sweetheart. I can just tell her vibe is righteous. But I gotta say, okay, she's very knowledgeable. I respect her knowledge on many a level. Okay. The Bosnian pyramids are not natural structures. Okay? I looked into that. And that's what they want you to believe. It's really what they want you to believe. They want you to believe they're natural structures. The Bosnian pyramids are actually the most open to the public pyramidal structures in the world. You and I could go to Bosnia tomorrow and walk in the tunnels. They have them closed off to a point, but for the most part, you and I could walk through the tunnels all around them. We could walk up the sides of them. We could do whatever we wanted at the Bosnian pyramids. And that is in large because they have not been deemed pyramids 100% yet. okay? But as far as the debunking goes, if you believe mainstream science and you believe the old style, nobody can discover anything but us, archaeologists, then okay, maybe they're natural structures. But not only have they found tunnels that connect each of the Bosnian pyramids that are supplied oxygen entirely. That is not a coincidence, okay? And if they were just natural hills, why would you build tunnels to each of them? They found thousands upon thousands of artifacts in tunnels inside of the structure and leading in between and up to it. That's telling me that they are something. Could they be natural by now? Could they be broken down and seem natural by now? Yes, they could. Arguably. But the gentleman that discovered these pyramids and realized that they are all facing and all have the same orientation of direction as pyramids, the pyramids of Giza and the pyramids all over the world. They have the same general direction, or north, south, east, and west. The faces are essentially aiming and pointed in the same direction as in consistency with pyramids all over the world. The gentleman that found these, when did he find them? I want to say it was back in 2005, I think this gentleman looked into and discovered the Bosnian pyramids as noticed that they could be, in fact, pyramidal structures. Let me look them up real quick. I want to do a little reading to you guys on that. They simply are not. They are not. And also they have been emitting an energy from the peaks of them for quite some time now. The Bosnian pyramids. Okay. Yes, since 2005. Since 2005, Samir Osmanagic, a Bosnian American businessman based in Houston, Texas, has claimed that these hills are the largest man-made ancient pyramids on Earth. His claims have been overwhelmingly refuted by scientists, but he has proceeded to promote the area as a tourist attraction. Direct study of the site by geologists, archaeologists, and scientists have demonstrated that the hills are natural formations known as flatirons, and that there is no evidence that they were shaped by human construction. The European Association of Archaeologists has condemned the so-called Bosnian Pyramid as a cruel hoax. Why? Because a businessman discovered them instead of archaeological educated scientists? Yeah. They are also concerned about damage being done to the genuine archaeological and paleontological sites. A medieval Bosnian castle, Roman fortifications, and some even more ancient remains. Osmanagic initiated excavations in 2006 and has since reshaped one of the hills, making it look like a stepped pyramid. The academic community has called for the government to end the funding of excavations and disruption of the site because of the damage to the true archaeological resources. They have been used for serious ideological, political, and economic gains by factions in Bosnia. Although they've been completely disproved. My ace. It has attracted pseudoscience enthusiasts. Okay, hold on. Pyramids are everywhere, Egyptians, blah, blah. Solidly built of stone, they are built to last, and these massive constructions are often the first visible clue. Pyramids, these claims have been popularized by Osmanagic, who is a Bosnian American businessman. The series of hills certainly appear to resemble pyramids, being symmetrical and rising suddenly from the valley floor with a seemingly absence of visible associated geology. They are outliers in landscape. Okay, he believed that the ancient lost culture, the Illyrians. He made additional claims that the structures dated back 34,000 years, far older than all the known pyramids. And that would make sense because of the overgrowth and everything. He said that he had found what he called standing waves on the top of the largest hill. He had himself given different names to the hills. He named one of the largest hills of the Moon, and another known locally as Visosica and the Pyramid of the Sun. The Bosnian Pyramid, 722 feet, remarkably close to the length of one side of the Teotihuacan Pyramid. Other supposed structures in the area received more fanciful names. By school children, and sites became a popular tourist destination. Of course, a number of archaeologists who had named disagreed with his claims and said that they were never involved in digging in the site. Osmanagic even claimed that the hill direction revealed an alignment supporting ancient human cosmology. So, when pressed to provide evidence for his claim, he researched work centered on radar detection, satellite photography, and thermal analysis. He and his team claimed that, per their research, the hills were conclusively proven not to be natural of origin. He also discovered blocks that he believed could be a part of a man-made outer surface. Ancient and decipherable script was found on some blocks, pointing conclusively to man-made. They've been roundedly rejected by the scientific community. Well, what's their incentive to reject the claims that the Bosnian pyramids are, in fact, pyramids? Well, they don't want anything to be taken away from the tourist attraction that is the Giza pyramids and the Giza Plateau. They don't want anything to combat that, is what it is, at the end of the day. They want the Giza Plateau to be the ones, the onlys. Just like what's going on in Australia. They have discovered numerous pyramids in Australia, and they have discovered allegedly one, I think it was one, I want to say plated in gold, literally plated in gold. Okay, a number of qualified archaeologists, but it's because they didn't make the discovery. The population size of the region was far too small to support. Are you kidding me, y'all? One of their claims, the population size of the people in the region was far too small to support a mega project of this size. How the heck do you know, bruh? That isn't even close to a fair claim. How are you going to say there wasn't enough population? Get out of here. That just tells me right there. They are trying to debunk his claims. I'll guarantee you, none of them are even going to look. Because they don't want to verify his claims. Because they didn't make the discovery. That's the Society of Science for you. Once all those old fogies are gone, we'll start actually doing research. Also, she said that 2% of the oceans or something like that, or 5% of the oceans have been studied. So a while back, and this isn't mainstream knowledge, so she's just repeating what everybody believes. She's just repeating what everybody believes and what that we've been told about that. So I'm not any type of, I'm not, and I wasn't throwing any shade or anything about the Bosnian periods, because in fact, I could be wrong and she could be right. So I'm going to say that outright here. But the Bosnian pyramids, the ocean. I talked to this gentleman, right, a couple years, not even a couple years, like last year. This gentleman had contacted me on my Gmail, or not my Gmail, my Proton mail. Because I had said the same thing. Only 5% of the oceans have been actually surveyed and discovered. But in that live, I remember saying something like how it didn't resonate with me, though. I just didn't believe it. It doesn't make any sense that the 5% of the oceans are undiscovered. It just doesn't make any sense. With all the subs and all the technology, the sonar, all the satellite technology, everything, it just doesn't make any sense. So he told me that, in fact, he was on a nuclear fast attack sub. He was in the Navy. He was on those subs for years, few years. He told me that it's actually not even close. Because they have underwater drones, which people don't like to think that they're real, but underwater drones exist. Okay? Why wouldn't they have them? They got them. They can go and survey and basically use scanning technology, sonar, but scanning technology and they have mapped in that process in the entirety of the ocean floor. Okay? The military has mapped the entirety of the ocean floor. The 5% thing is a total gimmick. They know. He said they have pyramids all over. 3 massive pyramids, bigger than anything on land. Huge pyramids. One in front of or near North America. One in front of and near Antarctica. And he said there's one in front of and near eastern, like Asia. 3 massive pyramids under the ocean. Okay? So, essentially, yes, they've mapped all of it. There isn't, I'm sure there's some things that they have missed, of course, but for the vast majority of the oceans have been mapped. So, but that's not, something to, I just knew that because of the source I had, but, no, yeah. So, anyhow, like I said, she wasn't throwing me no shade. I'm not trying to, debunk what she says or argue at all with her. Because she was very sweet and kind. So, but I agree, and I'm going to go ahead and agree with her statement as well. You do have to watch Google Earth. I understand that. You do. Google Earth are the pictures mostly real? Yeah, sure. The structures and pictures found in items found on Google Earth are in fact mostly authentic, but they're old. So things could change, shift, whatever. But for the most part, they are. So the structures that what I showed in that video, the pyramidal type structures are, in fact, to me, they look blurred out on every note. So I believe that the majority and the vast majority of them are, in fact, pyramids. So, I guess that's just my assumption. I don't know if they'll ever, according, yeah, there's a lot more pyramids on the ocean floor than they ever believe. Now, when I said before the oceans even existed, okay, people just can't seem to grasp that at one time on this planet, there was obviously at one time no oceans. Now, does that mean people lived at that time? No, that's the conflict that people have. But at one time, it says that there's actually verification in the Bible where, and that's, God said to cause suffrage among the people of the land because they were being sinful and hateful. They were spiteful at that time and seemed to worship, what do they call it? Idols with, they seemed to worship idols with angry faces at the time that the Lord did this. But he said he would, and he said, and he did. He said he would drink all the waters of the world dry. All right? Rivers, lakes, all of it. That's how he was going to make them suffer. He's going to drink all the waters and rivers and lakes dry. I believe that he did. And that's why you see canal-like networks all over Google Earth. Look at it. They're perfect. Some of them miles wide. There's canal-like networks all over Google Earth. Land, on the bottom of the ocean, you name it. And also, we must just remember the story, right? The story of, or the discovery of the Buseji Mountains. Buseji Mountain secrets. Did they not have a red button in that room, in the Hall of Records? They had a button that was red. And when you push the hologram example of what that button meant, when pushed, it flooded out the entirety of Europe and the entirety of Great Britain and a majority of Africa. It literally caused the flood of the earth. This red button of sorts. Ultimately, they're just opening floodgates. Most likely, they're floodgates built by them, possibly when the oceans were dry. Who knows? But they're floodgates that tap into the fresh waters below. Because they say there's 3 times fresh water below the earth as the oceans have on the earth, of the surface of the earth. So they have floodgates ultimately that open up freshwater floodgates, and it pours millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of gallons of water. The ocean's waters were drained, absolutely. So, people don't like that whole statement, but that's actually what made my video go viral, because people were just like, I mean, dude, it is amazing how many people believe what they are taught in school. Like, they believe that they could not have been taught the wrong thing, dude, on God, I believe people, it's amazing because they convince people of today that we are by far the most advanced beings to ever inhabit this planet. Which couldn't be further from the truth. It really couldn't. We are probably, I'd say, mid-tier. We aren't even the second best. I want to show you guys something. Actually, somebody sent them to me. They sent me this picture. Where is she at? Right there. Ooh, I got a couple good pictures for you. I forgot about this one. You'll like this. So you remember in the Bible how it said God's no longer going to flood the earth? He made a promise, he said. God said he made a promise he's no longer going to flood the earth. Hold on here, let me do this. Image. Haha. Now, I don't know where this was found. I'm not 100% on that. I don't know where it came from or comes from. I've never, ever seen it. I tried to reverse Google search it and could not find it. Okay? At first, I thought to myself, oh, that's just a woman painted, right? And it could very well be. It could very well be. All right? I'm not 100%, but when I was looking at it, I thought, okay, it seems painted. But then I got to looking closely. Let me show you here. I'll tell you what. Hold up. I want to zoom in for you. And I got to looking closely. What do you see? See it? But guys, like, look how modernized she looks. Do you guys see what's in her hands? Yep. She's not painted. And I don't know why, but there's just something about it. Just I don't see volcanic. I see intentional myself, but maybe not. Hard to say. Hard to say. She's what's in her hands? A baby. Mud flood. Possibly. There's a baby in her hands. But it looked like mangled. Or like, I don't know. The face just looks funny. Let me see. See it? They're turning... somehow an alien faction has figured out how to turn people into. They figured out how to petrify. They figured out how to petrify. And I think at times they've done it in mass. Just a theory of mine. Type thing, yeah, like kind of like Sodom and Gomorrah, yes. Pillar of salt, yes. There's Lot's wife, right? Lot's wife, she looked back. Yeah, but why would they put a baby in the hands that looks all goofy, mangled, like its face is all smushed? If it's art, just saying. And why is that art piece not everywhere? I've never seen it before. I tried to reverse Google search it. That's virtually the only picture of it on the internet. Just saying. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It just seems weird. Okay, so there's that. Now check this out, guys. Check this out. This is gnarly. Not for the faint of heart. Yeah, the 5 giants, nice. Plasma reset, sure, something like that. Something like that. This is interesting too, guys. This is crazy. Bing. Oh, I didn't want her. That to me looks like Tartarian Day stuff right here. Now, I bet you if you looked close around her, you'd find more. I found this on Pinterest. Remember my Solomon Islands? There's one of them. Don't be scared. That's Lodi or Luddy. Luddy. McCode. Not necessarily him per se, but that's his giant breed. That is a real being. Maybe. Could be a costume. Could be a costume. Very well could be a costume. I just found this photo and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. It could be a movie. It very well could be a movie. Could be the Purple People Eater or something. Remember that movie? One-eyed, one-horned, flying Purple People Eater? Classic. I love that show when I was a kid. That one's not staying up for very long. What's good? Plasma TV changed tech, then vanished. There you go, where the wild things are. That's what it looks like. I heard about 12-foot rabbit people. Really? No, John Johnson, stop saying that. Something like that, sure, the Chinese Stone Army. Oh, yeah. Now, I don't know if, are those, so, dude, I have had that theory, though, yes. Terracotta. Terracotta, right? Terracotta. They look weird. They do look fake almost. If you check out Peter Kane dog training. Hold up. Peter Kane dog training. Kings of Pain. That's a crazy show. Oh shit. Where is it? Dang. Hold on. There it is, right here. How did I get down there? Pop out. This idiot. Idiot. The MCO? Huh, interesting. Yeah, that Medusa definitely, she had some powers. Damn. Boom. Sorry, guys. I had to just block this idiot up here. Yeah, remember that? Plasma TVs were a big deal. Who's the person who can't stand a woman's figure? What are you talking about? Red Mercury's interesting. Love you as well, Angel. Arandia. Nick Proctor, look me up or message me on Nightgod87 at Proton Mail. At Josh Baker, what are you saying? Yeah, me too, I got a clip. Red Mercury. It repels garlic? What do you mean? Lamborghini massage. Alright. So, y'all. I was having this dream last night, guys. And I'm not usually a dream talker because nobody likes to hear about people's dreams, really. I'm not usually a big... Oh, I didn't finish this girl's movie either. Or video. I kept having dreams where I was falling from astronomical heights, right? Like, it almost seemed like I was falling off buildings or something, even. I kept having these dreams, right, where I was falling from astronomical heights, like, and you know how they're real and as hell, and you feel like that feeling of if you were falling. But what's weird about this dream, right, is I've had these dreams before. I think everybody's probably had falling dreams, but what's weird about these dreams is in these particular falling dreams, like, check it out, before I'd hit the ground, right? And who knows, maybe I was in my astral body and I didn't even know it, who knows. But before I'd hit the ground, and maybe, I don't know, I like to kind of think about, like, I like to kind of ponder over, like, other lives. Like, maybe that I've had other lives or something. Sometimes. I think everybody likes to. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what was I in another life? Was I, like, a warrior or, like, something like that? Or, like, a space being, like, a fighter. But anyhow, in my dreams, I kept falling, and right before I'd hit the ground, dude, right before I'd hit the ground, and no, I didn't have a suit on or anything. No Iron Man shit. Right before I'd hit the ground, I remember using, or trying to use, like, force of like energy, like force, or like chi, or like vril. I remember every time, I fell for numerous times, and right before I'd hit the ground, I'd go like this, and I'd put my arms like this at my side, not like Iron Man. I'm not flying on a spacesuit. I was using like energy, and I'd go like this, and I'd push my hands really hard, and I'd feel like something in my like chest or something. And every time, dude, I was stopping myself before I'd hit the ground. It was the weirdest dream I've ever had. Probably in a long time. Those are the weirdest dreams I've had in a long time. Where I used energy to stop myself from totally smashing into the ground. Wild. It was wild. Like consciously in my dreams knowing that I was going to try and do it. It was weird. Hold up. Well, why does it matter if it repels garlic, bro? Oh, that's cool, bro. That's so cool, bro, John Killian. I like that. He said, I used to have falling dreams for years as a child. My grandma told me to envision landing in a field of flowers. I did in one of my dreams and haven't had a falling dream since. I'm thinking that's probably on what on Earth. I'm thinking that's kind of probably what it is. See, it was weird. Like I'd fall and I'd like stop at the ground and then boom. Yeah. I do remember one of the times falling though, not being able to do it and hitting. So where do you think I was, dude? Awesome, Norman Ferguson. So you said that wasn't a dream, or you were using what you call lucid dreams. So why do I come to sometimes? And I'm out there. Like when I come to, why do I come to sometimes and I don't get like pulled right back into my body? What, Melanie? That's crazy. Cool. Yeah, I've been trying to control my other genes or dreams. What's another lie? What are you talking about? So, Clint Fenton, dude, I had a dream one night, and I was like in college. I stopped breathing. Good theory. Good theory. Not necessarily a bad thing. You're at peace, I'd imagine, if you don't dream. Oh, no kidding, Denson Rio. That is cool. He said it wasn't the flowers. You have to learn to land to move to your next stage. That is interesting. That's really freaking cool thought, dog. I'll mess with that shit. Digital clocks usually won't make sense. English translation of the Emerald Tablets. Interesting. Revelation. Every event in my life, major, but just minor ones, Also, my whole life is a deja vu. I get sleep paralysis a lot. I've always been a person who got sleep paralysis. No, yeah. So anyway, my girl, it was my high school girlfriend, but we was after high school, partying in college, and I remember we was at my mom's house in my room in the basement at the time, and I think. Yeah. It was after high school. Anyway, I think maybe we were out partying or something. But anyway, went to bed, and I would always sleep in the pitch black kind of in my room. But I've always been this person. I'm not afraid of the dark, right? But I'm afraid of being vulnerable. Like as in, I don't like the idea that somebody could, if I'm sleeping, sneak in my room, walk in, shut the door, and have it be pitch black. And if I wake up, I ain't going to see them. I ain't going to have no defense. They're going to have a total drop on me. You know what I'm saying? Or even a burglar or a B&E guy or anything. It don't matter. If you are in pitch black while you sleep, you are vulnerable. So I always would keep just a hint of light. Just so I could see, silhouettes or outlines. One time I woke up and I was sleeping, and then I started slowly waking up, right? And I felt that sleep paralysis thing come on. I felt sleep paralysis come on, and I remember opening my eyes, and I've always done this, and in the last couple girlfriends I've had, I have learned to control my breathing during sleep paralysis. So a lot of times when I get it, if somebody's with me, if I'm laying next to her, I'll start panting really fast because that's all I can. I don't know why I never liked sleep paralysis. I haven't done that in a while though. I need to start. I don't know. I've just heard good and bad things about sleep paralysis, I guess. But so I'd start panting to wait so they'd wake me up. And most times that it worked. But this particular time, I woke up, and I didn't have even time. I woke up, and on God, y'all. When I was younger in high school and stuff like that, I used to see, I remember when I was a kid, one of the most vivid ones I remember when I was a kid was my great-grandfather, who I wasn't, I grew up knowing him, but I wasn't, super close with him, but he was around. Good man, Russell, and stuff. And yes, he watched me grow up, but I was young when he passed. So, but I do remember him. I woke up at my house, in my first house, when I was growing up as a toddler. I was probably 8, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10. But I remember waking up, and I remember seeing a vivid outline. I was in sleep paralysis of my great-grandfather standing right next to my bed. Right next to my bed, just looking at me. I remember scaring the daylights out of me. Yeah, I'm not about mirrors either. But yeah, I woke up and seen him, and I didn't scream or nothing like that, but I just remember, and then he just disappeared type thing. That was one of the most vivid ones. But after that, you guys, I swear, and I'm not saying I've been abducted or nothing like that. I don't remember anything of the sort. But I swear I've had sleep paralysis, and I would see shadow figures a lot. Some of them look like they were normal people. Other times they look like gray aliens. And then other times they look like gray aliens. See, I don't believe all that all the time. Monstro, what is up in the house? We was talking about you earlier, bro. We was talking about you earlier. You know I'm showing off my Nepal, bro. You know. You missed a good argument, bro. I asked you. I was hoping you'd have been here earlier. You missed a good argument, bro, when I was telling everybody that Jesus was Hispanic, bro. And I'm not just saying that. I believe that. I don't believe they're demons always. I don't think sleep paralysis is always a demon involved. I won't. I think if you believe that, then it will be. But I don't believe it's always demon involved. Cannabis has been known. Cannabis has been known to suppress dreams. Yep. Oh yeah, easily, Lino Joao. I always wake up, I hit the ground in complete darkness, and always on my back. Till I turned my position to fall on my belly, I think, and after that, it stopped, and I started with a different one. Interesting. Hey, cool, Inoculated King. That's what's up. Damn, bro, you're back? Naked HD's back, guys. Hold on. Took him a while, though. It's going to be short-lived again, friend. I hope you don't waste your whole night doing this. Bye. Dude, that NPC stuff is crazy, y'all. Oh, does it? That's cool. I'll take it then. Forget it. Real mana. Yes, sir. Real mana. And dude, we were talking about how the Atlanteans were all over the world and non-player character. So no, dude, I tried posting that ISS feed again on Facebook, and they ain't vibing it, bro. They ain't vibing it. Yep. Yep, cannabis has been known to block mind control, etc. Yep. Yeah, bro, that's a wild one, Mastro. That's a wild one by the bird-like being. That's crazy, though. So, real quick, guys. I got vivid dreams almost every night. Yeah, sometimes it's just on the person. It really is. So I'm going to play the rest of this for you guys real quick. And I know those are pyramids, dang it. Look at that. That's structural, too.
1, 2.
I'm going to show you guys another video after this.
From there, it was over. I was up all night, scanning the entire ocean floor. And what I found absolutely blew my mind. That there were large clusters of what could be potential pyramids at the depths of the ocean all over the world. And I mean thousands of them.
Interesting that the Azores is the, it's kind of the one of the
I pronounce Azores wrong.
Sites for Atlantis, because it is exactly where Plato described that it would be. And did you know that the Azores Plateau and the Azores Islands, well, the plateau below, at some point in time used to be above the water. They've proved it with geology. They've gone down, they found prehistoric sand, the rock. It's like an igneous rock that can only be formed above the water. So at some point, the Azores Plateau was above the water, not below. It's totally possible that at one time it was an island or a landmass. In fact, it had to have been. Interesting facts about you.
And that's that. You can tell she's very educated. And that accent. Woo. My lordy. But no, yeah, you can tell she's very educated and knowledgeable. Now, to me, the best of the best, right? The best of the best, right? To me, are educated, but they're educated, but yet at the same time, they have a mind that is open to new innovative styles of thinking. They don't close the door on ideas. They don't close the door on unconventional ideas outside their education. You see? You know, a lot of times people say, trying to act like I'm like gullible, like I believe everything, and I don't believe everything. But there's a lot of stuff out there that I do believe. Like the werewolf story too, guys. I didn't really talk about that much. The 10 ways to fend off werewolves. Vlad the Impaler. I heard it from a Romanian person themselves that Vlad the Impaler was in fact a true story. That he did go into the mountains and meet a creature. The creature did give him a somewhat gift yet curse. And that he did virtually fight dozens of the Turkish soldiers at once. And then impaled them one by one. And I wanted to show you guys this. This is only for our late night crowd, guys. This is edgy stuff, real quick. This is kind of edgy stuff, but it's very intriguing. Let me see how you think. What you think about it. Let me see what you think of it. Hold on here. What'd you guys think of the Venus video? Did you guys vibe with the Venus video or no? You guys remember the Venus video? Did you guys vibe with that or no? Hold on. Where is that? That's fairly new. Oh, I'll share that one too. Hold on here. I got a couple good videos to share. That's a weird one. Hold on here. Let me see. No, I'm not going to share that one first though. Hold on. This is going to take a little bit to upload. This next one here. So yeah, here, maybe I'll share this one first. This girl does some good stuff. She's been popping too. She's been popping on TikTok. They've been shadow banning me on TikTok. I kind of gave him a little duff the other day, I guess you'd say. But whatever. I get tired of them. Their crap. Rhetoric.
I really need an explanation real quick. You can never be too careful. Just watch this real quick.
Hold up. Why is it having a hard time here?
I really need an explanation real quick. You can never be too careful. Just watch this real quick.
And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling.
Now, as we all know, they like to put messages in movies and TV shows. I don't know if y'all seen this, but in the movie Gods of Egypt, it was a scene of space and what Earth looked like from space, and it was flat. Even in Thor, they show Asgard to be a flat plate. Now, it is sad, a lot of people say that we live in a dome. Y'all remember this woman? Look at what she finna say.
And I can't believe we just put the biggest crack in that glass ceiling yet.
Now, we all know the Simpsons be putting in hidden messages and everything. Now, look at this part.
I'm all going back. And the fall shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself.
Now, some people say Jesus is holding everything together. But in school, do y'all remember when they taught us about gravity? And they had said the earth was round. So I had asked my teacher, if it's round, why don't people fall off the bottom of the earth? And you know how water falls down the stream? Gravity don't stop it, it just goes down. Wouldn't the earth look like this? Because like, how are you holding all the water in place? It says gravity is most accurately described by the general theory of relativity proposed by Albert Einstein. Again, the Newtonian theory of gravity is based on assumed forces. If gravity is a theory, can Earth really be a globe? Or does it look something like this? I know you're probably like, is the water gonna fall off the edge? Some people say we're surrounded by ice. You know, like in Game of Thrones, even in Teen Titans too.
Butter wall. Butter wall? Seriously? A butter wall? That's what I said, fool! There's a big old butter wall. It encircles the entire pancake earth.
It just makes me question, that's all I'm saying. Kinda just makes me feel some type of way because they're showing it and everything. Now it is what it is if it's flat or round. But when I heard her talk about it, I was just like, y'all be safe.
What do you guys think of that water, the water theory? What did you guys think of what she said about water, y'all? What did you guys think about that? What she said about water? How it would fall to the bottom? I had never heard that. Yeah, I'll talk about the Venus video. Yeah, fishbowl. Yup. East is up. Interesting. Well, you guys remember my video on the firmament, right? Big Friendly Giant, awesome movie. Yeah, where they shot up at the firmament all the nukes. Wasn't that that fishbowl? I don't think skinwalkers and werewolves are the same. Yeah, the magnetic theory, possibly, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the water. I mean, they say what? Do they say Earth? The gravitational pull is centered from the core of the Earth, though? I watched something, too. Yeah, Game of Thrones was big time. Giants, yeah, there was a lot of hidden agenda slash, enlightenment, I guess you'd say, or something, in Game of Thrones for sure. Trying to see here. This is crazy too. Hold up. Boom. Okay, hold up. Let me see if I can find this one now. I'll probably have to add a screen capture. This video is really, it's a little long. I might end up doing a full video on it. But it's edgy stuff because it has a symbol in it. But it's very intriguing, guys. This video is interesting. Somebody sent this to me. Oh, this is the last one. Hold on.
Гравитации. Повторяемость элементов эфира определяет повторяемость происходящих в нем электромагнитных процессов. Именно она образует всеобщий феномен.
So, I'll read it out loud for you guys. How about that? Hold on. Dang it, I wish I could get it. Oh, poop. Crap. I was really hoping I could get it bigger than that. Oh, crap. Hold on. Let me try something. So you guys can see it a little better. Where you at? Right here. And tools. Do this. And hold on, it's taking a second here. Notice what it has over here? Dang. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hey, you know what? Hold on here. Undock. There we go. And booyah. There it is. Okay. Now, this is Russian. Alright? This video is Russian. Okay, this is a Russian video. Watch and read, you know, I won't read it out loud. Just read what it says now that you can see it. Okay? Read what it says and then let me know what you guys think. Okay? And I want this above it. Yep. Okay. Boom. This is amazing.
Гравитации. Повторяемость элементов эфира определяет повторяемость происходящих в нем электромагнитных процессов. Именно она образует всеобщие закономерности, определяющие законы классической физики для нашего мира. Что касается энергии наномира, то она превышает ядерную в немыслимое число раз – 10 в 74 степени. Вращательное движение элементов эфира можно преобразовать в колебательное и далее в электрический ток, подобно тому, как скрытая энергия пара превращается в движение паровоза. Нужно только сделать паровоз для наномира, который заставил бы дребезжать его элементы. В случае удачи это принципиально новый источник энергии, создающий электрический ток высокой частоты буквально из любой точки пространства. Проводник специальной формы направляет колебания элементов эфира вдоль своей поверхности, заставляя их дребезжать. Важно, чтобы этот дребезг не затухал. Для этого проводник должен их сохранить. Такой проводник называют резонатором. Колебания сохраняются, если потери на излучение будут не более 0,01%. В фильме особенно
Notice the shapes.
Но
Notice the shapes.
все значительно сложнее. Чтобы добиться резонанса, необходима высочайшая точность изготовления резонаторов. Исключительная чистота материалов, разработка и внедрение новых технологий. Ясное понимание организации материи на субатомном уровне. Ну и, конечно же, финансирование реализации идеи. Это радиотехническая лаборатория. Здесь проверяют наличие резонансных свойств различных систем. В нашем случае это так называемый трезубец Нептуна. Подключаем заземляющую шину и генератор сигнала передатчика. Электромагнитным щупом снимаем отраженный сигнал. Сигнал зависит от положения щупа. Максимальное напряжение возникает на остриях проводников. Возбудить резонатор непросто, но прибор фиксирует наличие резонанса. Это решетка состоит из нескольких крестообразных резонаторов. Чем меньше радиоволн она излучает, тем лучше ее резонансные свойства. Отсюда очень высокие требования к качеству поверхности и симметрии конструкции. Попробуем измерить потери на излучение. И здесь отраженный сигнал зависит от положения щупа. Для любых известных резонаторов коэффициент отражения меньше единицы. Но в нашем случае он больше. Это значит, резонатор преобразовал внутреннюю энергию эфира в электрическую. Гипотеза о возможности использования энергии наномира подтверждается. А следовательно делает бессмысленными все усилия человечества по усовершенствованию сжигания дров, угля, нефти, добычи экологически опасной химической и ядерной энергии. Как известно, все проекты вечного двигателя даже не рассматриваются ни одним патентным бюро мира. Но у нас в руках не вечный двигатель. Это лишь преобразователь внутренней энергии эфира в электрическую.
Same technology Tartarians used.
Другое дело, что сама энергия среды наномира неисчерпаема. Движение среды, воздуха в данном случае, полощет флаг. По законам физики можно представить и движение флага относительно воздуха. Подобно тому, как плывет в воде рыба или ползет по земле уж. Они используют окружающую среду для передвижения. Но, как оказалось, можно использовать для движения и среду наномира. Если нарушить симметрию резонатора, силы не будут уравновешиваться, и он оттолкнется от эфира, как уж или рыба от воды. Это резонатор, преобразующий внутреннюю энергию наномира в электрическую. Другие хорошо работающие модели вдруг оказались невероятно знакомыми. Трезубцы Нептуна, Зевса, Шивы, Перуна и других богов.
Templars.
Все они символы силы и энергии. Случайно?
Jews. What? And?
Это модель структуры наномира с осями симметрии.
Crosses.
В таком ракурсе явно видно, что основой ее является христианский крест. Однако в другом те же оси образуют библейскую звезду Давида.
Star of David.
Компьютер еще ярче выявит этот феномен. Это вращение модели электронного пропеллера, он же чертово колесо. Здесь в перекрещении осей ясно просматривается свастика. Странная вещь. Научная модель наномира объединяет
Unites
символы
all
различных
symbols.
религий. Странно. Но случайно ли это?
Is that an accident?
Если антенна может трясти эфир, не может ли она оттолкнуться от него, как рыба от воды? Долго ли, коротко ли шли исследования, но завершились они созданием простенького двигателя для дешевенькой летающей тарелочки. Их появление оставило различные религиозные символы. Черный квадрат, крест, языческий крест народов Коми, удмуртский крест, трубчевскую серьгу, латвийский узор. И тут просто сам собой возникает вопрос, что если подобные аналоги порождены реальными прототипами, преобразователями энергии?
Interesting.
Как-то вдруг оказалось, формы и структуры наших моделей всегда воспроизводились в традиционных орнаментах, узорах, в утвари.
They're all over.
В элементах решеток и оград, в огромном количестве ритуально-магических и декоративных предметов. А может, это действительно память о посещениях?
The fences have them.
Ведь построили же соломенный самолет туземцы, увидев американский бомбардировщик в известном фильме «Воспоминания о будущем». А может быть, о прошлом? Та же связь форм лучших моделей прослеживается в церковной архитектуре.
The architecture. And this is old, guys. This is old.
Модель пятикупольного двигателя. Его проверить проще, чем резонатор. Достаточно подключить к нему источник энергии, и разряды тока возбуждают резонатор, и он начинает двигаться в полном соответствии с законами классической физики. Можно подумать, что движение связано с искрением и другими побочными эффектами. Однако эксперименты показали, что влияние разрядов и ионных потоков снимает герметическая камера. А круговая траектория снимает эффект магнитных и электростатических полей. Двигатель работает даже внутри металлического экрана. Резонаторы могут менять свою форму, сохраняя резонансные свойства, так как важным является лишь симметрия формы. Но как сделать двигатель мощнее? Можно соединить в батарею много элементов. При этом все они должны работать в одном направлении. Такое преобразование позволяет сохранить резонансные свойства. Повторяя операцию по другой оси, можно увеличить силу тяги. Дальнейшее уплотнение системы увеличивает ее удельную мощность. Учебный ковер-самолет. А может быть, так и было?
Boom. You guys get the gist. There you go. Isn't this insane? Isn't that crazy, y'all? I mean, I know it was hard to listen to in that other language or whatever, but ultimately, y'all, they just showed you how a flying saucer works and how electricity can move through the airwaves and be perpetual. And isn't it funny how all religious symbols, all the religions of the world have these symbols, and when combined, meaning if we become one, we get the great powers of what could be propelling the flying saucers and electricity throughout. And also, did you notice they showed ornate fencing and ornate metal inlays on buildings, like they were all around them. This is Tartaria, as far as I'm not 100%, obviously, but they had it throughout everywhere. So I just thought that was interesting how the symbols of the religions of all over the world, they combine to form basically electricity. Yes, dude, I was hoping this was truly educational. I know it was kind of tough because it wasn't a different language, but it really hit me in a different way as well when I watched it. Bro, they already figured it out. That's legit. It's just not being used. And I always knew there was something with I don't like saying it very much, so I don't like putting it out there, but the German symbol. I always wondered what was it with that. Why? Well, exactly, Deadbeat. It's not it wasn't meant to be a symbol of, hate. Absolutely not. It was. That's why when Admiral Byrd went down to Antarctica, the Flugelrods and the saucers had those on them. It wasn't because they were German and terrible people. They were just knew what it meant. It meant power of flight, faster than, essentially faster than the speed of light, all that stuff. Yeah, that was, somebody sent that to me. If you're in the crowd, appreciate it. But yeah, those are all energy symbols, y'all. And at first I think when Germany's got those, or when they first figured that symbol out, it was for that intent, not to represent such a terrible thing. Yes, exactly. The event horizon to flip side of the flat Earth. Huh. Yup, you see the Knights Templar? Yes, you did. I saw that too. Isn't that funny? And it's like you said, all laden throughout. I'm not sure. Let me see here. That's a toughie. I don't think that was a YouTube video. Somebody sent that to me. I can't remember. They tagged me in it. Did you guys notice something too? The symbol until I got rid of it. The white hats. The white hats. Sorry for my podcasters on the foreign language. But essentially, yeah, they just showed how to resonate energy, and based on the symbols of multiple religions, it would be perpetual energy. And basically they showed like Tartarian style buildings, from the cross to the Jewish candlestick that has multiple candles, the trident, the Templar, Knights Templar symbol, and so on. They all are a portion or a part of this when put together. Did you guys notice some of them even look like computer chips? When they put them together, they produced basically unfaltered and abundant electricity that was forever flowing. It wouldn't stop. Yeah, I'll well, at least after this live you can go back and you guys can actually screen record it if you want. Oh, where was that? That was, did you send me that? It might have been sent on my Telegram even. I'll probably, hey, that's what I'll do. I'll post it to my Telegram, guys. Okay? Taken by Blavatsky, Tibetan monastery. Check out the book Zion. Blavatsky, Tibetan monastery. So my Telegram should be, I think it's at least Night God. Let me see here. Right here. Yep, just Night God. Only 3 viewers. Rough. Oh, dude, I never started this live. Pooh! Grrr. Freaking Instagram. I'll post it for sure to my Telegram, though, guys. I will for sure. Because that video, I just don't want to post it to my main platforms. I need to look into it, though, and see if it's on even Facebook or YouTube, I mean. Almost got struck by lightning? Haha. Have a good one, Ace Dynasty. It's about that time, though. It is getting late. Hold on, there's one more I was thinking about doing. Yeah, this one. Let's see, Jim Carrey.
I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at them trying to...
Right? I can target certain parts of the mind. Quickly, I figured out that hertz is to understand the frequency vibration, right? So there's kilohertz. Well, sorry, there's hertz, kilohertz, megahertz, right? And then I think it's ultra hertz. If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind, target the frequency to go to certain parts of the mind, and I can literally, like, if I want you to astral project, right? You know what astral projection is? No. If I want you to astral project, or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that.
Bing. Pretty cool stuff anyway, guys. Pretty cool stuff. No, he's not. Jim Carrey's inherently good, otherwise he wouldn't say stuff like that. Otherwise he wouldn't put it out there for us, you know? But, guys, yep, I'm going to get heading out too. I might end up going back on late a little bit if I can figure out this damn game, because I want to get this gaming chat. I want to get this gaming thing done so I can get to the part of the level up plan. The White Hats are a low-key organization that's supposedly good. They're inherently light. And they combat the bad factions. Night God. What's happening, Wolverine? Oh no, yeah, the white hats, bro. They were there was a little white hat next to that video of with the Russian. Yeah, dude, I told you. Stick around, and I always got that fire. Thank you, Franken Beans. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it for real, guys. I try. I do. Sometimes I do better than others, but I try. I got some good stuff coming up, though. I'm going to talk about Maria Orsic. Maria Orsic, which is an interesting... I think it's just Night God, dude, because somebody had took Night God 333. I think. Yeah, it's just Night God. Because, like I said, somebody had took Night God 333. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to do one for you. I'm going to try and get on once a week, guys. Just so I keep content for my podcast as well. I got to keep content coming for my podcast. And, guys, check out my podcast. It's starting to really take root. It's starting to move, and I like it. So I'm excited about it. And yeah, so if you guys are ever just in the car riding along or anything like that, rock on. Check out my podcast, because it's starting to really take off. Okay, it's okay. I'm not gonna get too jumpy on it yet, but I'm starting to get some traction, and I'm excited about it. Hey, love you guys too. Love you guys too. You guys are awesome. Need new PR? Yeah, they do. No, don't say too much of that, bro. I don't like that. They get mad at me for that shit. They'll ban my ass. They don't like that at all. Yeah, podcast is on all major platforms. It's Nightcap with Night God. All major podcast platforms. Check it out, guys. Thank you guys for being members, and thank you guys for everything, for real. Nightcap with Night God. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, but pretty much anywhere you'll find it. Or you could go to Anchor or download Anchor. Anchor.fm/nightgod is the webpage. But yeah, check it out, and you guys will... dude, I got over 100 episodes on there. My podcast dates way back, so there's a lot of content. Content for days. Yeah, for sure. Get a hold of me, guys, and like I said, I might hop just on Facebook and do a little COD if I could get this thing going. Either that or actually, well, probably not, because I'm going to go to a car show tomorrow. So I probably will just pass out. I got to get that done on Facebook, though, dang it. I want to get on that level up program. I want to be able to get stars, guys. So thank you all. Love you. Stay in the light. Rock on. And I'm going to have some more awesome content coming your guys' way real soon. Y'all have a good night. And Night God 87, if y'all have any content, send it my way. Peace.